Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our MISAD Bulletin. And we shall start with our headlines. Syrian government denies U.S. allegations of mass killings. Iraq says battle for Mosul nearly won as forces close in on old city. And moving on to our details, starting with the Syrian profile. Twin explosions went off in a makeshift camp near Syria's border with Jordan, killing at least 10 people and wounding 7, including rebel fighters. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the explosions happened Monday night near the market area of the Rukban camp that houses about 80,000 displaced Syrians. Moreover, a Jordanian source said the explosion took place at a sheep market in the western area of the Rukban camp. Its source mentioning that Rukban has been the scene of several explosions and attacks in the past. On another front, the Syrian government on Tuesday categorically denied U.S. accusations of mass killings at a prison near Damascus, including executing political opponents and burning the victims in a crematorium at the site. The allegations are a new Hollywood plot to justify U.S. intervention in Syria, according to what a statement from the Foreign Ministry said. It describes the U.S. State Department accusations from the day before as lies and fabrications, noting what it called a U.S. track record of making up false claims as a pretext for military aggression. Meanwhile, a new round of Syria peace talks opens on Tuesday, the latest United Nations push to resolve a 6-year conflict. 5 previous rounds of UN-backed negotiations have failed to yield concrete results, and hopes for a major breakthrough remain dim. With Assad's negotiators and the main opposition High Negotiations Committee expected to be in the Swiss city until the weekend, UN Syria envoy Staffan de Mistura said he wanted to drill down on several issues in hopes of generating solid proposals. The Syrian regime delegation is being headed by UN Ambassador Bashar al-Jafari and the HNC led by Nasr al-Hariri and Mohammed Sabra. In Baghdad, Iraqi forces have dislodged the Islamic State from all but 12 square kilometers of Mosul after planes dropped leaflets into the city telling civilians the battle was nearly won. A spokesman for the U.S.-led coalition backing Iraqi forces told a news conference in Baghdad on Tuesday that the enemy was completely surrounded in the city and its fighters and resources were being destroyed. From another aspect, 7 months into the U.S.-backed campaign, the militants now control only a few districts in the western half of Mosul, including the old city. On to Egypt, U.S. President Donald Trump has told President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi that he plans to visit Cairo at the earliest opportunity to discuss ways of fighting terrorism in the Middle East. The Egyptian presidency said that Trump's remarks came during a phone conversation with al-Sisi late on Monday, in which he stressed the importance of strategic relations between their two countries. From another aspect, President al-Sisi went to Washington last month for talks with President Trump, in which the U.S. president gave him firm backing and vowed to work together to fight Islamist militants. On to the UAE, the United Arab Emirates says it sent military recruits for training on the Yemeni island where its troops have been stationed. UAE's state-run WAM news agency on Monday night described the training on Socotra Island as intensive, saying it included battle skills, weapons training, and first aid. Its source mentioning that UAE forces and aid organizations have been on Socotra Island, which sits near the mouth of the Gulf of Aden, since a deadly cyclone struck in November 2015. It represents a crucial choke point and has seen recent attacks from Somali pirates. On the other side of the world, Greek unions on Tuesday kicked off 2 days of labor action, shutting down ferries and news services ahead of a Wednesday general strike aimed at a new round of austerity cuts. Journalists walked off the job and sailors began a 2-day shutdown that severed maritime links to the Greek islands. Ferry services will be paralyzed on Wednesday during the 24-hour general strike that will also shutter the civil service and disrupt flights. The mobilization is aimed against new pension and tax break cuts forced on Greece by its EU-IMF creditors in return for bailout cash. The bill is to be approved late on Thursday. And going to the Azerbaijani-Armenian conflict, Azerbaijan has destroyed an Armenian air defense system in the breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh region, according to what officials in Baku said on Tuesday, as separatist authorities vowed retaliation. An official from the press service of Azerbaijan's defense ministry said Azerbaijani forces destroyed on Monday an Armenian OSA air defense system and its crew in the Fisuli-Khujavend sector of Karabakh's front line in order to avert the threat it posed to Azerbaijan's aircraft. On the other hand, the separatist defense ministry in Karabakh said in a statement that the Azerbaijani army had damaged its military equipment with a guided missile but denied casualties among its troops. And finally, new South Korean President Moon Jae-in will visit the White House next month for a summit with President Donald Trump amid worries over North Korea's progress in building a nuclear and missile arsenal. Moon's spokesman said on Tuesday the agreement for the leaders to meet in late June followed a meeting in Seoul between Moon's foreign policy advisor and the Asia director on Trump's National Security Council. From another aspect, the announcement came days after North Korea successfully tested a powerful new missile that analysts believe could reach Alaska when perfected. And before ending our news, let's take another look at the most important headlines for today. Syrian government denies U.S. allegations of mass killings. Iraq says battle for Mosul nearly won as forces close in on old city. And this was the end of our Missad Bulletin for today. Thank you for watching us and see you tomorrow in a new bulletin.